Look, I don't trust honey badgers in the best of times, but these honey badgers are rabid.
So first off in this video, I wanted to say I've already did a video like this, but I went onto YouTube and the gameplay in the background was actually corrupted. It was all shaky and unstable, and when I tried to stabilize it on YouTube, it actually got stuck at 90% for absolutely ages. So in the end I just got fed up and I thought, right, I'll just make another video because I'll never get bored talking about Far Cry. So let's just jump right into it. The first thing I wanted to talk about in the new Far Cry is some settings that I would like to see. I've got 3 settings here. China, I think could be a super interesting setting. Africa and America. Those are 3 recommendations I have, and 3 recommendations I would love to see implemented in the Far Cry franchise, and I think they would add to the game. And the next thing I wanted to talk about, the leveling up system. For Far Cry 3 and 4 now, so that's 2 games in the franchise. I'm not counting Primal because that to me was like a spin-off game, like a side game. They've had the same leveling up system. Basically, you level up, you get skill points, and yeah, they need to revamp that. And the skill points, I don't mind them keeping that, but they need to add better skills. Instead of the generic 10% health upgrades, 10% melee damage, they need to add better skills, more interesting skills. Like, I don't know how they can do it, but basically better skills is what I'm trying to say. They need to add, or instead of better skills, just take away a lot of the meaningless skills and just have a few of the interesting ones, like the heavy guard attacks and the jumping attacks and the sneak attacks. Just have all them and just take away the 10% health upgrade things. I understand they need to do that. They need that in the game to make you feel like you're progressing, but I don't like that. It's gated to me. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is side quests. As you can see in this video, this is saving villagers from badges. To me, side quests like that do not need to be in the game. They need to add meaningful side quests. Side quests that feel like they actually tell a small story inside the world what you're playing in. There's a lot of, typically in a Far Cry game, there's a lot of small little quests what you can do like this, what basically mean nothing. And another thing I wanted to say about the side quests. For me, you need to be rewarded more for the side quests. You need to be given, so if they implement the special side quests, for instance, like longer side quests, fuck it, you could even make a side quest an hour long, that'll be fine with me. Just take a few away and add more meaningful ones that would fill the game up. Have 12-hour long side quests or half an hour long side quests, and once you complete them side quests, I think you should be rewarded for it, such as little things, camos. But for the longer ones, give people different new guns, special weapons, special bows, special, I don't know, flame arrows, shit like that. What else do I want to talk about? Not really sure. Multiplayer, there we go. That's what I say. That's what I want to talk about. For me, Far Cry always struggle with the multiplayer. For the past two games, they tried to implement multiplayer, and they're taking developers from the game, the single player game, and dedicating it to the multiplayer. For me, what you do, you take them developers off the multiplayer and you put them onto the single player, and you focus on fleshing out the single player. Make the story double the length, flesh out the characters, have a better story for that instance. The stories are never great, but one thing Far Cry does always have is a fantastic main villain. Memorable villains that you can remember. In many games I'll be playing and I'll have forgotten the villain, I've forgotten the people I play as, but for me they absolutely have good villains. Vass, Pagan Min, there's 2 examples of great villains in the Far Cry franchise. And now I want to move on quickly to the protagonist, the person you play as. For the past 2 Far Cry games, I can't remember what the name of the person who I am playing as. They need to make the protagonist more interesting and less dude bro. They need to make him, I don't know, just more interesting, more fleshed out. They don't seem to focus on the protagonist. They seem to put all the effort in the villain. Another thing I want to talk about, what I think they should do. I think they should implement the Beastmaster system from Far Cry Primal to the main Far Cry games. The reason I'm saying that, because that is the only thing I enjoyed from Far Cry Primal, and I think it could add to the main franchise in a good way. I mean, I didn't enjoy Far Cry Primal too much. I felt like it was a lazy game and like a Far Cry cash-in. I don't think we need another game like that. I know some people enjoyed it, and that's fair enough, but I just couldn't get into it, and I tried because I love Far Cry, so I did try to get into it, but I just couldn't. So yeah, I do like talking about Far Cry. Far Cry is one of my favourite game franchises, so if you want to see any more Far Cry coverage or discussion videos, just let me know and I can do more then.